Hey, what's going on, traders? Gonna be doing the recap for April 17th, Thursday, 2025. So for those who are trading and we look at the markets, here just gonna give a quick explanation of what I saw and some opportunities along the way. So this was Wednesday. So towards the end of the day, Wednesday, we broke through the monthly VWAP there, only to come back and back test it here, and then we broke above it in the pre-market here, broke above it, came back to it to back test it, and let's go right to the open here. So right at the open, we do have a bullish trend that is now kind of drifting off, so we're looking for a direction and what the momentum is going to be for the morning. So we do have a base that was built towards the end of the day, Wednesday here. So this is the base that I marked out, and I said if it breaks, then we'll test this bottom here. We have a high, we have our pivot that we mark, our high, and we're looking for a certain direction, and we have a base building here right above the monthly VWAP, and we want to see if this is going to hold. So we're looking for some type of strength, whether it's going to be down or up, and then pursue that idea. So right at the open, we have pressure to the downside, shallow pullbacks here, breaking through the monthly VWAP there. Session VWAP is right there, the black line. And if you follow me on my live streams, I said that this is a good opportunity here for shorting. He broke below these pivots, it held this pivot here, so it's kind of a break and quick back test, and then goes in another back test. Sometimes the market will break something and give you a quick test and go, and then retest it one more time and go deeper. So here's a good opportunity, but what I was saying is the market lately has been a larger scale, so the entries that I usually would look for have been getting run over. So I've been looking for deeper entries and trying to hide behind round numbers. So this is a short for me, but I wanted to test the VWAP, and this round number is a better confluence for me, and I'll have staying power and hide behind the round number. So I waited for my entry, and this would have worked out if you would have gotten in and out, at least to test this pivot that was created for about 70 points. And that trade I didn't take. This trade up here, however, were some trades that I was looking for, but if you look at my lives, I wasn't able to get filled or enter. It's kind of hard, but this trade I called out perfectly, saying that we wanted to catch it deeper and then go to see if we can test these bottoms here, the support that I was building right here with these pivots as a shelf. So this short and this short are perfect trades. You're testing the backside of the VWAP, you're at a round number, and you're trying to break this pivot and test, and maybe even go lower and test some of this price action down here, which this pivot was left untested, so no test of this pivot, and I was trying to kind of look for that. So the market's kind of offering you this pressure here. Let me see, this pressure like this, and this is the type of shorts that you'd be wanting to enter, but I don't want to enter in the middle of round numbers at this moment. The market is very volatile, so I don't want to enter in the middle of round numbers. I want to enter close to a round number and hang my stop behind those to have some type of safety. And we go straight to our target here of this round number, breaking our support. So that's pretty easy to read. So we wanted to break the support test, round number. So this trade would have worked out for 200 points. Again, watch my live. I describe it in lifetime, what I'm seeing and how I'm predicting the market. Beautiful trades here that I missed out on, so it's fine. And now we're just kind of waiting to see what the market wants to do. We want to take our shorts deep pullbacks, and yeah, so this is opportunity you might be interested in, but like I said, right now I'm looking for those trades that are going to come back to my round numbers and form me a topping formation, a topping pattern, trades that I can catch on shoulders. So this isn't a trade that I was interested in at the moment. And we see a lot of strength to the upside with these bars right here going very vertical, parabolic to the upside. And we're gonna wait to see what the market is doing. We also have the monthly VWAP and session VWAP lining up here. So if we get a topping formation up in this space, then a short would be beautiful to take. And if you see this, we get a kiss, a perfect kiss, a perfect tap to the monthly VWAP, and we get strength immediately down, straight rejection, so straight VWAP to the downside, and we're getting shoulders here to the right that we can short. This is a beautiful short here, and if you can hide somewhere in here, but I would consider waiting and maybe taking a short deeper up here, even though this is a good short. Waiting for a pivot, waiting for a pivot next to this one up here is better. So in my live, I called this one out too as well. So this trade right here is beautiful short if you can catch it. This right there, all these shorts are good. If you caught this one, then you might think about backing it up or having a larger stop to accommodate this pivot up here. So if you can't afford that type of stop, then wait for a better price. And with this trade here, we're just looking for a retest of this pivot, maybe some more momentum to the downside, but at the very least to this pivot. And let's see what we get. We get a bit of a box and choppiness here with a lot of strength up and down, kind of erratic-ish behavior there, but it just caught in the box, and we're waiting for it to break down. Okay, we're waiting for a retest and a break of that pivot as well. And then here, obviously, you can tell that some type of news event happened. This bar is erratic and it's misplaced. A lot of times you don't have to be looking at the news, you can just see it on here that something was said or something. These bars here are like misplaced, right? So we're back up here and it's starting to create a resistance level, it seems like, right below our monthly and session VWAP. So let's mark that as red, so we know that resistance is starting to build up here. And we're still, nothing has changed for us structurally. These pivots here haven't been taken out. We're still looking for more to the downside. We believe that we might test the pivot that was left on Tuesday is the goal for testing that. And yeah, we're waiting for good opportunities to see that. And then finally we get a push down and a rejection. So it looks like another shelf here is building for us. And as well, I'll clean up my chart so it doesn't look too messy. This is all markings from the live that I am usually on in the mornings. And a lot of the times I'm able to predict the market's agenda and goal and what price it wants to kind of tag and print towards the day with fairly easily just reading the market price. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, just straightforward ideas, recognizing pattern, recognizing momentum, and most of the time that really much just does the job for you to kind of predict what the market is going to be doing. Here I'm just doing a bar by bar, so we see momentum kind of pick up here with this V shape, and we're starting to build ourselves a shelf here, so something to keep an eye on. Breaking above the monthly and session VWAP. We still have this pivot up here. If it breaks that, then we might be looking to test these prices up here as well. So let's keep going. And then we get a bit of a round over, deeper pullback here that holds higher than this pivot, so a higher low. So we are looking at a higher low. And then it goes up. And a deeper pullback. And at this point, we're just kind of careful of what we're trading and what we're looking at here, because we're not making any higher pivots, and then we're kind of stacking up higher lows. So we have a kind of a trend line here, building a wedge, and we're climbing this wedge with these circular waves here. I can show you that these circular waves and these tend to pull back deeper, then give us a higher high, pull back deeper, and give us a higher high. And we're also compressing in this wedge. And at this very moment here, we have another circular wave on a trend line. Here's a circular wave on the trend line. This is towards the end of the day here. And we're at this resistance level. And we're building a trend line, a wedge, with circular waves. And these circular waves tend to come back deeper and then go, come back deeper and then go, come back deeper and go. At this point, I was thinking we're gonna go back and test this, at the very least close this. At the very least, I was thinking we were gonna come and retest the bottom and close this gap down here, just because this circular wave seemed to be the pattern and the trend line seemed to have already been getting old and didn't break this significant structure pivot with any significant separation or anything, and it didn't hold or nothing. So it seemed like the market was getting a little tired and stale. Everybody was trying to trade at this stale trend line, which eventually broke. And we are looking for, if you see these pivots here stacking up, these pivots here are stacking up as a solid wall. And I was looking to catch this short, but wasn't able to. But what I was thinking was gonna come tap this solid wall here and reject and come back down lower. That was what I was thinking at this time and moment of what I was looking at. And I was actually trying to catch a short up here, one of these shorts, knowing that we're doing circular waves and we're at the part where the circular wave usually rolls over, catching some shoulders once the pivot formed here and we're no longer making higher pivots. I was trying to catch these pivots here to the side to catch this fall to the trend line, and I knew the trend line was also getting old and stale, so I knew we were possibly going to break that and head lower and test these bottoms that the market was forming. And I wanted to short right here at the wall, right below the monthly and session VWAP. So the market gives us a quick tap there and then runs without me. And then that was pretty much the last trade of the day, where I felt no more ideas were forming. This was the last idea, whether you were in this short and you were holding for the break of this shelf here, coming down. And then towards the end of the day, just comes to the shelf one more time where these pivots were stacking right here. And that was the end of the day. So pretty much there was a few nice ideas that played out well and were easily readable, and you can map out these ideas and put the pieces together on what the market is doing, so you can make your placements and your entries and where to hide your stops and your goals and targets. So yeah, pretty straightforward day, I'd say. Wasn't too crazy, wasn't too easy as well, just straightforward. Most of the times you just have to put the pieces together and form ideas, and then use your setups to enter those ideas, and pick some targets. Round numbers are very well placed targets that are always usually getting kind of tapped and sometimes even overrun. So yeah, I hope this video helps for anyone who traded today and wanted to make kind of some sort of sense of what the hell just happened today in the markets. Lately they've been a little tough. I'm sure not just me, but everyone has been struggling. So yeah. And I'll show you a big scale before I go. Zoom out and just see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. We have a big V shape here, only here to run out of energy and fail, and then the market is pretty much just caught in these pivots here. So we'll see what the market does next week. Tomorrow is no trading, so yeah, we might come back here and test this pivot here, or if we can start finding some support and bullishness in the market, maybe we can come all the way up here and test this high again and hopefully break it to test this gap that we left on, I believe, Tuesday. There's still this gap here that needs to get filled, and we might be looking to fill that. So keep an eye on that for Monday if we fill this gap or test this pivot, or just continue sideways. So there's that. And yeah, I hope this video helps. And if you want to see me trade live, just to help you maybe formulate ideas and look at the market the way I do sometimes, learning from someone else might help, or you can at least gather some ideas and momentum trade as well. So I'll see you guys later.